In this video, I'm going to show how you can graph a quadratic using the table feature on your TI-83. So steps to graph. Step 1, you need to find the axis of symmetry either by the formula or using your calculator, the table in your calculator. The first step I'm going to show is using the formula x equaling negative b divided by 2a. Now my a is here, my b is negative 8, and my c is 10. So if I want to solve for this, the axis of symmetry, I put negative 8 in for b, divide that by 2, and my a is 1. So this will give us an axis of symmetry at 8 divided by 2, which is 4. So on my coordinate plane, I'm going to draw my axis of symmetry. So it's just shown by a dashed line. From this point, now I'm going to show how you can use your table feature on your graphing calculator to now come up with your other points. So the first step will be to turn our calculator on, and we're going to click the y equals. From this point, we're going to put our equation, the equation I have right over here. So I'm going to type in x squared minus 8x plus 10. Now if I wanted to see what the graph looks like, I can just hit graph right here, and you can see my graph will look something like that. Now we need to know what the points are. So to create the table, I hit second, graph, and I see a table of values. I want to make sure that I see the axis of symmetry, and we know that our axis of symmetry is at 4, so I'm going to go up until I see 4 in the middle of the screen. I'll go down once more right here. So 4 right here, negative 6. This is my axis of symmetry, and this is my vertex. How do I know? Because on each end of the negative 6 for my y value, they repeat. So negative 5 to negative 5, negative 2, 3, 3. So from this point, I can just use these points to plot the rest of my points. So I know it's at 4, negative 6, so I'm going to put a point at 4, negative 6. So here's my vertex. Then if I go back to my calculator, I have a point at 3, negative 5. So 3, negative 5 would be right here. And I can mirror that. Since I'm one step to the left of the axis of symmetry, I can go one step to the right of the axis of symmetry. Then I go right to my next point. I can do, let's see, we'll have 6, negative 2, and I'll have 2, negative 2. So 6, negative 2 would be here, and I would have 2, negative 2 would be right here. And then if I want to do another point, I can do 1, 3, and then 7, 3. So 7, 3 would be up here, and 1, 3 would be up here. Now I have everything I need to draw my line. So I'll just connect them. So this comes up here, and this one would come up this direction. Now from this point, if I wanted to find some of the key features, I can do that with my calculator to be more specific. So if I go to my graph, if I wanted to find the vertex, let's just say I didn't use my table feature to find the vertex, this low point, I can go second, trace. This is a minimum because it's a low point, so I go number 3. Left bound means I have to go to the left of the vertex. So I'm going to use my arrows. You can see the blinking cursor there. I'm on the left-hand side, so I'm going to hit enter. Right bound means go to the right of the vertex. So I'm on the right-hand side, hit enter a third time, and here you can see 4, negative 6. Now with all these decimal places, this just means it really means 4, just a really small decimal. But the actual decimal for this, or the actual vertex is 4, negative 6. Now what if I wanted to find the zeros? I would do second, trace, number 2, the 0, and I have 2 zeros. I'm going to find the first one this 0, this x-intercept. So when I find left bound, I have to go to the left of this x-axis, or the x-intercept. To the left means it's above the x-axis, so I hit enter. Right bound means I go to the right. I hit enter, so now I'm below the x-axis. Now I hit enter a third time, and that will tell us the 0, and I would round this to the nearest tenth. It would be 1.6. Or you can do it to the nearest hundredth, which would be 1.55. Now the other 0, or the other x-intercept, is over here. So I would do second trace, number 2, the 0, and left bound this time. If I keep following to the right, to the left of the x-intercept here means I'm below the x-axis. So I hit enter. Right bound means I go to the right until I'm on the opposite side of the x-intercept, which means I'm above the x-axis this time. Hit enter, guess, hit enter a third time, and it tells us the x-intercept is at 6.4 or 6.45 when y is 0. So that is how you can graph a quadratic using the table feature on your TI-83, as well as finding the vertex as well as the zeros.